What's up everybody? Welcome back to another Cars 3 diecast review. Today we have the bumper save number 90 racer, Ponchy Wipeout. One of the few that actually made it from Cars 1 to Cars 3. And we'll talk about that later, but right now, just a little introduction. So, this is a rather old release. It was a part of the original May 1st debut of Cars 3 merchandise, and for some reason he just slipped out of my reviews. I never got around to reviewing him, but a lot of you guys have been asking me, like, where is Ponchy Wipeout? And in my poll on my Heyday Smokey and Doc Hudson video, he actually got second place. So it seems like you guys really want to see Ponchy, so here he is. I hope you guys do enjoy this video. There's a lot to talk about with Ponchy because he has several variations. I have a custom of him, and we'll get into that all momentarily. So yeah, you can probably find this guy pretty easily, especially if you're in the United States. I see this guy at Target, Walmart, and Toys R Us pretty much every time I go there because they're all inundated with the case A, which was the first case, the case that he was a part of. I do believe he was reissued in some subsequent cases, but definitely mostly in case A. And yeah, you can probably find them if you're outside the United States as well. Europe, Mexico, South America, Canada, Australia. I hope you can find them. I think you should be able to, and if not, the prices online shouldn't be too bad, just simply because of how common he is. So let's dive into the review now of the packaging. Of course, he has the generic Cars 3 red and black design there, name tag, Mattel logo. Now note that this one here is a yellow rim variation. Now we'll talk about that in a little second here. The description reads, blindsided by a new generation of Piston Cup racers, Lightning McQueen finds himself suddenly pushed out of the sport he loves. To get back on top, he will need the help of a young race technician, inspiration from the late fabulous Hudson Hornet, and guidance from a few old friends along the way. The other cars on the back here are also from Case A. Cars 3 Lightning McQueen, Natalie Certain, Smokey, Murray Clutchburn, Reb Meeker, and Jackson Storm. I've reviewed all of these already. The links are all in the channel, in the playlist, the Cars 3 playlist, all that good stuff. So, like I said, yellow rim variation. Now, both the yellow rim variation and this black rim variation were released on May 1st, so it's not like there was a time difference with this variation like there was with the Smokey and Miss Fritter ones, where like a couple months after their initial release, then you got a variation. That's like the usual case with most variations, but this one, for some reason, both were released at the same time. Now, which is accurate to the movie, you say? We're going to talk about his appearance right now instead of when I have him loose, just because it fits more appropriately into the timeline of this video, but he did appear in the Cars 3 beginning races. Of course, he does eventually get replaced by the next gen bumper save racer. Very sad, but there's not a diecast of him yet. Not really a picture. If there is a picture, I'll probably throw it on the screen there. And I do have a blur of him, and now I know I don't like showing blurs because it's rather pointless, but this one, you can tell it's bumper safe, and it does show, if you look closely, that he has the yellow rims. They're not black. Now, why yellow? It doesn't fit in with the color scheme. I would understand if they were red, white, blue, or black, but yellow, I don't know. However, they have grown on me, and I'm happy that, it's something different. It really kind of stands out in the collection. And so yeah, that's pretty cool. I guess that's his appearance. Didn't talk, although he was in Cars 1. He made the journey from the two movies, which means his career is pretty long, and it's more understandable for his model because it's more modern. So this is the Cars 1 version. It looks more modern than like Murray Clutchburn, who also made the Gap, just his model is older. So, realistic or not, you can decide that for yourself. I think it's rather cool that they did make a bridge for some of these racers to carry over into the third movie, and they all have the same model, which is kind of ironic. They all have the Cal Weathers model. And so that would also include Darren Leadfoot. Link for my review of him is in the description below. Same for Ralph Carlo, and the list goes on and on and on. So that's the variation, the main variation. However, a lot of people think that there's another one because he has these black eyelids, which are super strange. I mean, no other cars have the black eyelids. They have eyelids that match their die-cast color, like Ralph here, they're blue. Darren Leftfoot's, they're green. So it's just weird that he has black eyelids. And the prototype picture, there it is, has blue eyelids. So that's the marketing image that they use on the websites and everything. And that looks super normal to us. I do think that one has the black rims. So it's just like this convoluted tangle, whatever you want to call it, of all these variations and pictures. But in reality, Mattel only made these two. Black eyelids for both and just different rim colors, black and yellow. So there's no die-cast officially by Mattel with the blue eyelids yet. They might do it in the future. I wouldn't be surprised because the black eyelids look kind of weird. I do have a custom though from FauxWheelDrive 7 with the blue eyelids, and we'll take a look at that after I open these up. So I do have a black eyelid version that I got early on from China in like February loose here. Super damaged though, as you can see. Missing some paint there, and on the other side it's like, yeah, it's really kind of beaten up. I think I'll wait to open up my other black rim version for like a live stream or something to make it more exciting. And this video, I'll just open up the yellow rim version here that I have on a pretty bad card. So I'll be right back with this awesome guy opened up. So I guess you can say that I kept on postponing this video in particular because there was so much to talk about him, and I guess I'm a little lazy as well. I'm just like, I don't want to talk so much about him. I feel like I bore you guys, but it's a necessary review, of course, of Ponchy Wipeout here to be done. And, you know, I can't neglect him just because he has a lot of things going on for him. I think it makes him cooler, like all these different variations of him. And the prototype picture with the blue eyelids just makes it so much crazier as well. So we'll go through these kind of one by one, break them down. So I will do like the main review here of this one on the right with the yellow rims because I do believe it's accurate to the movie, not the black rims. Surprise, surprise. So the main difference between the rim versions are the color of the rims. That's it. There's absolutely no other differences besides the colors there, yellow versus black. Let me know in the comment section which one you prefer. Black definitely fits in more. It was my favorite initially, but since I recently discovered that yellow is accurate to the movie, it has definitely grown on me. And here's my custom by FauxWheelDrive 7. His contact information is in the description below. He makes a variety of different amazing customs, and this is one of them that I'm sure if you were to ask him, he would make for you for a very reasonable price. So you can see that he basically stripped like the decals off, the decals of the eyes off, painted it blue, put a nice little black outline around it, and then he took like the eyes, like this portion right here, and kind of like glued that on in some sort of like paper, decal paper. I don't know exactly how he did it, but it looks awesome. And, you know, it definitely makes him look better, like more realistic in my opinion, because, yeah, the black eyelids, I'm not much of a fan of. I will say that. And he did do it to the yellow rim version because that's the accurate version to the movie. So another little look-see there at the eyes. Looks very, very nicely done. And, yeah, I believe like $20 max for this custom. He was selling it on his eBay for like, I don't know, $15. So a really reasonable custom. Alright, let's do the side-by-side comparison to the Cars 1 Ponchy Wipeout. Now, also, I do want to talk about his releases real quick. So this one here, the Cars 1 version, has been released quite a bit ever since like 2008. I do believe it was like 2008. He got a rubber tire release, and I think his most recent release was in 2015 in the Piston Cup series. So that's pretty cool. And what else did I want to say? So yeah, the releases for this guy so far, a single and in the Piston Cup, like the race for the Piston Cup 5-pack, exclusive to Walmart. That also includes the, you know, brand new first look Synergy Lane Lock Racer, Natalie Certain Chick Hicks with headset, and who's the other one? Was it like Murray Clutch? I don't quite remember, but he's in that pack, and he has the yellow rims. There's no versions of that 5-pack with the black rims, so that again contributes to the fact that the yellow rims are accurate to the movie. But anyway, the expressions are rather similar. They're pretty like determined, although the new one here, the Cars 3 version, has a smile versus like the frown or just straight line face there on the Cars 1 Ponchy. And again, he does have the blue eyelids there, so it looks like for Cars 3 putting some makeup, I guess. And before in Cars 1, he had the split grill here, so he has like two like parts to his mustache. Grills obviously resemble mustaches. And now in Cars 3, it's just one solid mustache. He's still number 90. 90 is below the right headlight there. It's on the headlight there because they were just stickers. And now in Cars 3, all the racers have actual working headlights. And McQueen made a point to talk about that in Cars 1 and in Cars 2. I like how the front of him is white. It's like this cutout from the blue. It's white. And on the Cars 3 versions, kind of like a mix of white and blue. It's kind of like sandy, it looks like, around the edges there, so it looks kind of interesting. I do like that. The logo is very realistic, or I guess I could say modern as well. Bumper saved, $S there, very nicely done. And before it was on like a slant, it was kind of like a tag coming in, and now they just centered it there, and that was a pentagon. Right, that's a pentagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I can count. Wait, no, I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would make it a hexagon RC Cars 5, unless I can't even count. Oh, I'm so bad. But yeah, the hexagonal logo there, blue line at the top, another like blue kind of curvy line there, and then bumper save in like a 3D text, so there's shadow below it. Like you can see the shadow there, and that's what makes it look three-dimensional. And before there was no shadow, it was just flat on. So obviously a lot of the racers now have the shadow effect to make it look more modern up to the times. He had the Lightyear text there on the fender. Although he had black Lightyear tires in Cars 1 as well, he does not have the text on the fender. And also obviously black to yellow rims there. And here's the Cars 3 version with the black rims. So they're pretty much identical if you compare like the top two versus the yellow rim version. Now my favorite thing about Ponchy here from Cars 3 is this inner design of all the red stripes and how they start here and then they just spread out. It looks amazing. Before, it kind of like this white tag swooped down, collected some red stripes, you had the blue background there, it came back up. Now it's so much more intricate and complex. I love it. Of course, the 90 is pretty much the same font, but again, they added the shadow, made it more gradient, so it's like lighter red up here and fades down to a darker one below. So I really do like that fact. You have the exhaust pipes in pretty much the same spot. His contingency sponsors have been shortened down to Piston Cup, Vitally Revolting, RPM Nitroid, Octane Gain, Clutch Aid. In Cars 1, he had a lot more, probably like 2.5 times more than in Cars 3. But yeah, just look at this. You have blue down there, red, kind of like a cyan, and just, it looks amazing. Now, one thing, actually, I was just going to say, I don't see an arrow on him that points, for the pit crew to, like, lift him up and do work. For example, Darren has that red arrow there. On Ponchy, he does have it right there, but they definitely chose the wrong color to do it, and it's like a faint red, so it's super hard to see on top of the pre-existing red, but essentially it would indicate to a pity like this awesome dude right here to lift Ponchy up at and do work on the undercarriage or exchange the tires. I feel like they chose red because on all of the other models like Ponchy, all the Cal Weathers models, they have the red arrow, but for all of them it makes sense. You can actually see the arrow, but for him they should have done like a white one or a yellow one. Would have been pretty cool because it would have matched the rims. But anyway, moving on to the roof here, you have the 90 with the nice shadow roof flaps there. Same thing here, just less modern, the older design. Moving toward the back there, you have the bumper save logo, same as on the hood with the gas cap. And before, same logo and everything as on the hood. Actually, no, that's a different logo. So on the hood, you have the tag. This logo is almost identical to this one. It's, of course, just modernized, made to look contemporary for the times for Cars 3. And he does have the gas cap right there. You can feel the indentation and how the light reflects off of it, but it's not painted to look like a gas cap. So that's a nice additional detail. Back windows have 3 bars there, black on Cars 3, Ponchy blue to match the rest of them on Cars 1. He has a short tag there, below the window, and now it just has like the text bumper save. I find it interesting how this is not white. It's like a cream color. It's like dirty white essentially. So I'm surprised that they didn't go with like the crystal clear white that's on the Cars 1 Ponchy. It makes them look kind of dirty, but I do like that look. It's not bad. On the back here, you do have that like clear and clean white there in the center camera to, you know, look back on other racers and of course get some cool shots to be broadcast on TV. He has the bumper safe text there. Before it was just a very elongated version of the pentagon, no, hexagon logo, and then he had this white stripe with the red trim. Now it's just blue and he has the 90 right there. So a nice upgrade in my opinion. I definitely prefer the Cars 3 Ponchy over the Cars 1 Ponchy. Let me know in the comments below which one you prefer. And here's the base if you are interested. Now it's time to bring in the whole team, the whole Ponchy Wipeout team. So we have the hauler right here. Now all of these are super duper rare just because not many were made. But I did find this guy at a Target one time. I was excited beyond belief. Can't talk today. I'm having a little bit of a hard time. Here's the crew chief. Again, exclusive to Target. I did not find this one. I had to order him online. But at the time I ordered him online, it was a whopping $35, I think. And, you know, as a 9-year-old back then, that was a lot of money for me. But now it's like, jeez, I would have bought like 9 of them for that price. Here's the bumper save tool cart that came with him. This is the pity that came with the hauler, this guy right here. Here's a black tire. No light year text though. I don't know why they stopped putting the light year text on the tires. They used to put like the text from like 2008 to 2009 they did. Here's the short pity. Here's the tall pity. There's also a pity like this guy with the gun. I just didn't bring him out because that would kind of, you know, just make this so crowded. I have another one of him. No point in really showing him either. Let's bring in, kick him out. Let's put them back here. Let's bring in you. Bring in you. I don't know how to arrange this. There's so much. But anyway, here you guys go. Let's bring in our friend Ponchy Wipeout with the black rims. He can just stand up there. And we can bring in the awesome custom from FauxWheelDrive 7 with the blue eyelids there. It looks awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And as I close out here, I'll talk about some things and also show you the 2 other cars that have the same expression as Ponchy. So with this Cal Weathers model, they actually do kind of change up the expression. Actually, I'm wrong. Ralph has a new expression here. See how like it dips down to the bottom there, whereas the eyelids are constant going across. So Ralph has a different expression, although similar. And Ponchy Wipeout here, what am I saying? Darren Ledfoot has the same expression as Ponchy. Yep, same expression there. But they do make a pretty solid effort all the time to change up the expression on this model in specific. You can see most of them are different. There are barely any repeats. Just pretty much Darren Ledfoot there. And Ponchy Wipeout. I think there might be one more. But Ernie Gearson here, unique expression. So that's always nice to see. So some awesome videos coming out in the future. I know I probably I wanted to do something new for this video today. Like Hit and Run, Superfly, Jambalaya, Chimichanga, Blind Spot. You know, all those awesome guys. But, you know, I knew you guys wanted to see this, and I knew I'd have to do it eventually, so it's like, yeah, it's the time to do it. I have the time tonight to record this kind of long video, and so I hope you guys did enjoy. It took me forever, I don't know, I'm kind of silly, you guys know that, and so in my, cars case, I have, 5 Ponchy Wipeouts in the package because of all the variants and everything, so I have 5 of them, and the other day I was, going through and reorganizing, and I took them all out because I knew I'd have to review them. And so I set them aside so I didn't have to go digging for them the night that I did review them. Happened to be this night. And so I made it easier on myself. At least that's what I thought. But tonight, I go to look for them. And I cannot find them for the life of me. I spent 20 minutes looking for them. I did finally find them though. About 2 feet under this table on my little shelf. So that took way longer than necessary, and I didn't really end up making it easier on myself. I made it harder on myself. So that kind of was unfortunate, but anyway, I still got the review done. At least I think this will come out on the day I want to. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out Disney Cars Diecast Club on Facebook. It's a great it's a great group to share your finds and just really indulge in your hobby of cars and planes. The link to it is in the description below if you want to join me on there and have a great time. I'll see you guys next time for another video. Bye now.